It's White Hart Lane, scene of today's great cup battle, and the big question is that the elite of the First Division has been here and failed. The great Russian side has been here and failed. So can this side from South East London, from the Second Division, Charlton Athletic in the dark shirt, succeed where so many others have failed, becoming the first team to beat Spurs at White Hart Lane this season? On league form, they haven't a hope, of course. The odds are cruelly stacked against them, but this is the cup. And the first free kick to Charlton as Bobby Smith discharges Edwards in the back. Free kick to Charlton, the team which has won 2 away games, drawn 4 in the Second Division, up against this super team which is walking away with the First Division League Championship, having drawn just 2 matches at home. Right, Charlton sort of putting Spurs in possession now. Smith deciding not to race for that one. And already it's Spurs beginning to probe away. Charlton obviously affected by the occasion, making 1 or 2 mistakes. And it's Allen now. Allen moving onto that one, beaten by Hewitt, taking no risks. Huey, the man who can play anywhere. Goal kick to Charlton, who've taken part in some sensational matches this season, beating Portsmouth 7-4, beating Plymouth 6-4, and then losing to Plymouth 6-4, and getting the record Football League draw of 6-all at Middlesbrough. So we might well see some sensations from Charlton, and here's Leary chasing Norman, and the Spurs defence first in action, or in action for the first time and not looking too happy. Now it's Blanchflower. A huge crowd for this all-London derby, and except for the Spurs supporters, everyone wishing Charlton well. Here's Edwards, leading scorer, out now to Laurie, but Dyson coming back to challenge. One wonders whether Charlton Athletic will have the skill at inside forward to get on top of the strong Spurs half-back line. And now Huey making that lovely interception up to Leary, one of the 3 South Africans to another one, Huey. Not all the South Africans are at Twickenham this afternoon. There are 3 of them, the 2 wing halves and the centre forward in this Charlton side. There's the left half-back, Tocknell, giving it to the Spurs left half. That's a bad one. Goal kick to Charlton. Edwards, the former amateur international, who's the Charlton's leading scorer, trying to find Laurie, but he's by Henry. Now across to Blanchflower, up to Allen, who's really playing well at the field with Smith. Smith moved offside, so it's up to Allen. He scored! And so after 5 minutes, the machine clicks into gear, and Les Allen puts Tottenham 1-0 in the lead. Charlton now with the odds heavily stacked against them right from the start, have the odds even more cruelly stacked against them. They're now a goal down. Dyson's on the inside right position. Allen's there with him too. Smith has moved over to the left. Now White going down into the centre forward position. There's Dyson. Dyson to Medwin. Back to Dyson, and Smith hanging around for that chip centre. And Smith had moved too far inside. Well, he'd been waiting way on the left wing. Now Blanchflower moving up with them. This is the great pressure. Mackay's even up with the forwards too. There's Mackay, and he's wide. Now Ron White coming back to make contact, getting it to Dennis Edwards, an amateur international when he played for Wycombe Wanderers, now Charlton's leading goal scorer. And up comes Huey again, this time beaten by Henry. And the decision has gone to Charlton's throw, but it looked very much like a Tottenham one. But still Tottenham gained possession, and it's now White. John White, the inside right to Smith. Smith back to Blanchflower, moving up very quickly, and Allen there for goal number 2. Of Tottenham football makes it 2-0. The scorer Les Allen, and it's the sort of football that Charlton Athletic just can't match. They're looking round wondering how that happened. So with the score 2-0 against them, Charlton kick off now with very forlorn hopes about being interested at all in Monday's draw for the 4th round of the FA Cup. Despite what Laurie can do. That little lob easily taken by Brown. And Brown almost getting himself into trouble, recovering quite happily. Now it's Mackay with the throw for Spurs, and Dyson completely unmarked, limping. He's had a bang on his right thigh. He seems to be having trouble with his thigh muscle there, but he gets that ball up to John White. Now back Medwin with the throw to Dyson. That's Sewell again. Pass it backwards because Smith is there. Now Leary across to Ron White. And Charlton in possession. This is almost slow motion football compared to the speed with which Tottenham move. And as any Charlton player moves, then the cover man moves with him, so no one can get in an unmarked position at all. And Leary flicking it through to Summers, and Summers gets it across. A great chance for Edwards. Marvellous chance. He's missed it. Leary scored. 33 minutes and time for all the Charlton fans to cheer as Leary makes it 2-1. And never have I seen so many red and white scarves, red and white hats, and heard the red and white coloured rattles. How on earth all these people have suddenly turned up for a Charlton Cup tie when they're missing for Charlton League matches is beyond me. So it's 2-1. The Spurs defence has been pierced. Is this the encouragement that Charlton wants? Well, we shall see. We'll see the reaction that Tottenham have. And it's Norman getting it up to Mackay. Mackay is not the sort of man to take it lightly when who means so much to the Tottenham setup, getting it to White, who provides the class while Mackay provides the power. A neat bit of work that by Townsend. Nice understanding between Townsend and goalkeeper Duff. Now away come Charlton moving on to the attack, but the pass is still not getting through. They're always finding themselves challenged. Now it's Blanchflower with Leary, the deep-lying Charlton centre forward, going back in defence, comes across to Dyson. He's not offside. He scored the goal. A lovely goal by Dyson, who then gets stripped by Medwin. But 35 minutes have gone, and Dyson makes it 3-1 for Tottenham. And it's Charlton who start the second half, 3-1 down. They've tried very, very hard in the first half, but they've been up against the class of Tottenham. One wonders whether a 3-1 deficit with only 45 minutes to go isn't going to be too much for the second division boys, but obviously they're not going to give up without a tremendous battle. And it's Charlton now moving onto the attack. Left half, Tucknell trying to bring little Laurie into action, but it's a throw to Spurs. Still Charlton around this penalty, and a lovely one through to Laurie. Is this going to be goal number 2? It is. It's a wonderful goal by Laurie. And Laurie finishes up right in the crowd. But it's taken Charlton just 35 seconds to hit back and score the second goal, their second goal. 3-2 now. Spurs lead. And that's a shock opening. And 3-2 now. Spurs kick off. And Spurs are going to have to pull out everything if they're going to keep on the winning trail.